Before we begin, thank you very much to David P. for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very, very much for the support. And I apologize for the way I sound. Aside from, I just got back from TFCon. Literally just sat down, that's why my hair's a mess. But also, I spent 4 days projecting my voice from morning to night. My voice is haggard, and my voice is not having a good time, and I might have picked up a sinus infection while I was there. I think that's all it is. I got no fever, I got no nothing else, just like my sinuses are just not happy right now. But the show must go on, so I apologize if I sound this way for a few videos, but we gotta at least do a news roundup today, and then I can rest my voice for a while. And we're gonna start off with the big news. We actually have the toys for Transformers Reactivate. Well, at least we have 2 of them. We have Starscream and Bumblebee. And I like them. I actually really like how these look. I know I've seen some people who are not happy with like the asymmetrical design and how the battle damage is represented, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the asymmetry to it. I like the attached on panels where it looks like they were patched up. And just overall they look like good different iterations of the classic characters. So this looks good. The box would look good if it had the right logo. Transformers Rise was a previous name for the game. Yeah, that might need fixing. I don't know. But the toys look fine, and the vehicle modes look cool. The Bumblebee is an off-road vehicle with like a Mad Max or like twisted metal set of guns and roll bars on them. That's cool. Starscream looks really, really cool. It looks kind of basic. I can see where Starscream's arms are and all that, but it looks cool. It looks different. You know, it's still familiar, but it looks different. I like the aesthetic. I actually quite enjoy this a lot. Yeah, I'm looking forward to these. Absolutely. And we know we've got another 2-pack on the way. Haven't seen that one yet, but if this is an indication, I'm going to be happy. And then we have this, and we can shrink this thing back down now because those photos were not big. There was an update on these. So this was listed on Toys R Us Canada, and Hasbro actually had to put out a statement after they took it down that it was listed incorrectly. It does not have the correct information attached to it. I'm assuming that, and they were pushing the real name of the game. So I'm assuming that they are actually making sure that the boxes are going to have the right logo. So we might see like a Power Core Combiner situation where there's just like how Overrun has the sticker for the name we will not mention. I think they're gonna have that. I think they're gonna have to do that for all the Rise packaging, which is gonna be time consuming. But you gotta have the name of the video game on that box somewhere. So yeah. We're going to have to make sure that happens. So, that's the Reactivate news. I'd love to talk about the game, but they won't give us any updates about the game. So, we'll just move on with more toy stuff. We got to look at the next wave of Earthspark Deluxes. You'll excuse the confusion because we're looking at a Cyberverse toy. The best thing about this reveal is seeing what Prowl would look like in Earthspark if he is, in fact, in Earthspark. The toy itself, unfortunately, is just a repaint of Hot Rod from Cyberverse, and that's a real letdown. It feels so cheap. It feels so cheap and thoughtless. It just feels so bad. Like, that's your light bar? The vents on the hood you painted red and blue. That's your light bar. If the light bar was correct, I wouldn't hate this car model for Prowl. I really wouldn't. But that body, look, it doesn't even fit. It doesn't even have a hood for a chest. It just has a fake one. It's so bad. It looks so bad. It looks like Checkpoint. It looks like the Energon Checkpoint repaint. Doesn't even look like Prowl in the least. No, that's bad. And then we have Thrash, which everyone has picked apart. I love the idea that we're getting Deluxe Thrash. except for the part where the colors are not great. I don't like this like off-white color that they got going on. And the toy is a heavy remold of the warrior class, so they didn't even come up with new engineering for it. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. And the sidecar is gone. Like, they reworked the legs, I think, so the legs work differently. They're more up to deluxe standards, but there's no sidecar now, so the toy actually does less. I don't know. This is frustrating. It's super frustrating. Like, I really want better toys for all the Earthspark characters, but this is not the way to do it. I like that warrior class toy, but it's not a deluxe. Where's the deluxe budget? I do like that the Terran emblem is on the back, though. I do like that we have that established. But still, man, it's a really lame reveal. A lot of people were upset over this. I am too. They deserve better. Fresh from Takara, we got our very first good look at the robot mode for the brand new Silverbolt toy. And I don't know why Takara is the one that gets to be the front runner for this toy, but I don't care because we get to see it and it looks so good. It looks really, really good. It's spot on. I love the look of this. It's such an impressive job. And yeah, it looks great next to Black Arachnia. Still happy that the wings come down. They're not stuck over the shoulders. Like, everything just looks like it was done right. Now, the only hard part is that Takara has been releasing these as 2-packs with, like, premium paint jobs. So now the only question is the Hasbro one going to have the same type of deco? Or is this a premium deco that Takara came up with? We don't know yet. We don't know yet because Hasbro hasn't showed off their version. But if it looks like this, if it actually matches, I'm going to be very, very happy. Because it looks very, very, very good. We also have pictures of Magnius, from the Infernac universe, whatever that is. But basically, it's the new Iser of the next toy line. So yeah, it is a vehicle made of rocks who transforms. It is vaguely Rocklord in homage, and I actually do quite enjoy it. Yeah, it's different. I like how asymmetrical it is. I like the different aesthetic that we don't normally get. You know, it looks cool, and it does seem to be versatile enough. Because it's made of rock, I can see a lot more melee weapons being made out of these, which is fine. In the vehicle mode, I still think the vehicle mode just kind of looks like a mud truck that has not been cleaned in like a decade. But that's fine, because it looks different. And different is what I want out of my Transformers these days. I'm looking forward to these. I'm looking forward to a repaint. I like the repaint that they showed off. They didn't show off the repaint. They showed off the concept art that had a different color scheme in green, and it much more closely matched an actual Rocklord. That's what I want. I want to get that. Alright. I'm trying to keep this brief because my throat is not happy, and I'm sure I don't sound pleasant to listen to, but we're going to continue anyway. In-hand shots of Frankenstein, or Frankentron, are now available. We get to see it next to the Dracula. It's very... I'm getting closer and closer to actually wanting this weird thing. I really am. I mean, it's a very silly idea. Impactor redone as Frankenstein. It's funny. And I do love that the hands are molded so he actually has that, like, Frankenstein walk position. That's hilarious to me. It's cool. It's a very cool new take. And yeah, I'm actually surprised that the Universal Monster crossovers are not dead. It wasn't just a one-off. This leads me to wonder, like, now you have to do the Creature of Loch Ness, but how are you going to do that? Because you don't make boats. Transformers doesn't make boat toys. Well. It's a cool addition. It's a cool addition. Do I have the vehicle mode, or do I have the accessory shots? Yeah, they gave it a big, like, electrode accessory, which is cool. You know, it looks like it ripped right off of the machine that brought him to life. I like that. Jeez, he does look cool. He does look cool. Do I have the vehicle mode? Tell me I have the vehicle mode. I don't know the vehicle mode. Oh, well, it's a tank. It's a tank. You can guess. You can guess what it looks like. We got another look at a brand new upcoming figure. Chase, the upcoming rescue bot. I'm still convinced this is going to be the lockdown. I don't know why. Because I know you're saying it's going to be one of the... It's going to be like... oh, what's her name? Exhausted brain, not work good. But You know, you say it's going to be one of the junky ones. I say I find more in common here, just going to take remolding. But it does look nice. It does look really nice. As usual, the behind-the-scenes blurb didn't really add anything except telling us who at Takara helped work on it, and the fact that just, like, some of the colors were hard to pin down on him. Also, the part where, like, his hooks come off to act as kind of like a pair of daggers, that was a nice touch. And I do like seeing that the forearm blasters are not permanent molded in. They are things you can remove and have as actual little hand pistols. A lot of playability with them. I'm actually looking forward to this. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a really fun one. So, previously, Hasbro said that they were going to be revealing more for Studio Series in late October, and now we actually have a date. They will be attending MCM London on October 28th, and they will be having a panel that will include reveals for Studio Series. Likely Wave 1 of 2024's lineup. So that is going to be, with pre-orders going up on the 31st. So we don't have too much longer to wait. For those who saw the last little, fan stream, and you were looking for some kind of Studio Series figure, now we actually know what's going to be coming out. Well, we know when it's coming out, and then we'll find out what's coming out. You know what I mean. Point being, it's not going to be much longer. RoboSen. They did show off. They did announce their AI base, and this is them officially showing it off and how it works. It is a dedicated stand with a dedicated power source, so your Prime can be on display in whatever pose you want, and it'll just stay that way. Because previously, if you don't know with the RoboSen, if the toy is not powered on, the servos do not work, and the toy just goes limp, and it looks terrible. Even in vehicle mode, it does not look great when the servos are turned off. So this is their way of actually fixing that problem. The display base will let Prime stay up and in a good pose, and it won't drain his battery because he plugs right in. And it's actually Alexa ready, so this will also activate your Alexa commands. It's cool, but it does make me worry if you leave those servos in a position for too long or leave them powered for too long. Like, I'm not sure how long this will physically hold up. And as a really expensive item, yeah, it should be holding up a long time. But I kind of worry that's a lot of little servos and a lot of little motors that are going to be wearing out very quickly if they constantly have to hold weight and constantly have to hold a pose. So we will see how that goes, but I don't know. Maybe not for me. I did see these at TFCon. Like, they look really cool. I'm just not sure how long-term a RoboSen toy is going to go. If we go to stay with high-end, we have a little bit more from 3-0 this week. They showed off a brand new version of their MDLX Megatron. This one is in the comic book colors, so it looks a little bit duller. Some of the colorations for G1 Megatron have been flipped around, and of course he has the gray head that was seen in either the earliest of G1 commercials or in the earlier comics before they, no, I don't think they actually did change it in the comics, did they? Yeah, and I love the box art. I love the package art. Look at that. It looks cool. I wish they showed a comparison with the previous one. Because, like, anytime they tell me, like, this is a different version, but it's still gray on gray. And I can't remember exactly how the original one looked. It still looks neat. If you're a comic connoisseur, this is going to be a decent one to have. And while we're at it, as long as we're talking 3-0 repaints, the DXL line is doing a Ultra Magnus based on their really big Optimus Prime. Well, foot-tall Optimus Prime. And again, looks cool. I've always liked the Ultra Magnus colors, like the white Magnus colors. They're simple, but I think they work. It's a neat design. I like that they're kind of touching on, as long as they've got an Optimus Prime mold, they're touching on all the main color schemes they could repaint it into, which is nice. Because this doesn't get acknowledged by Hasbro anymore. They don't do this anymore. They did it for the Siege and Kingdom version, but normal Optimus Prime toys, they don't get the white Magnus repaint anymore. You have to start as a Magnus or be intended to become a Magnus. Yeah, it's cool to see again. It's cool to see. The Toy Hall of Fame has announced a fan vote, which is comprised of candidates who have been coming up a lot in the previous years, but have never actually made it into the Toy Hall of Fame. Now fans get to put one of them in, along with the Pogo Stick, Pez dispensers, My Little Pony, and the Fisher-Price Corn Popper. Transformers is on the list. I would almost argue that Pez is not a toy. It's a candy dispenser, but I guess it's kind of a toy. Either way, Transformers has come up short a lot in these. So if you want to support it, if you want to see if you can't get Transformers in the Toy Hall of Fame, you have until tomorrow. You have until tomorrow to actually cast your vote. I've already cast mine for the Pogo Stick, obviously. Kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'd love to see Transformers in. I mean, honestly, like the Pogo Stick, the Pez dispenser, even the Popcorn Popper, kind of iconic of like classic toys. So like everything's got a reason. Everything here actually has a reason for being listed. But come on, Transformers is one of the most successful toy brands of all time. You gotta put it in. You have to put it in. And to finish us off, they announced these. These are Rise of the Beast Battle Cubes. I had to look up what a Battle Cube is. So apparently, these things have a rock, paper, scissors game attached to them. So, you turn a dial to switch to rock, paper, and scissors. And then you use the head of the character to cover it up. And then you flip the box. You flip the box, and then you roll, or like slide the two boxes at each other in a fight. And whichever one has the correct rock, paper, scissors combination, that's the one that will spring open and trap the other box. It's actually a really cool way of playing rock, paper, scissors. Like, I watched a video of it. It's actually really neat how it functions. So I'm imagining if you tie, it's same polarity magnets, and they'll just kind of stop in front of each other. I'm assuming. And then when the little like snap action happens, like the character face ends up on the top, so you know exactly who won. It's a neat trick. It's a really neat trick and a neat way to play a classic game. Alright, and that, my friends, is going to do it for this week's news roundup. I am going to go find, I'm going to find some Nasonex. I'm going to clear these sinuses out a little bit and rest my voice for the rest of the day. So, thank you everyone for watching. Apologize for how I sound if I sound like this for the next few videos. I'm pretty sure it's just a sinus bug. I don't feel bad in any other way, shape, or form. So, hopefully this is just like a, I don't know, 24-hour con crud thing. And regardless, I will see you next time.
We parlay with the captain.
You think a werecroc is going to listen to elvish rules of piracy?
Of course it would be the freaking elves that invented parlay.
I had to think of a quick replacement for the French.